And good evening. This is the recap for Mercury, a special episode this week, this month, because we are talking about Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway, the movie. The reason why we're talking about Hathaway is that we have to, because in order to fill this time slot, Bandai has done a bunch of TV recuts of stuff, but because of their deal with Netflix, we are never going to see the TV version of Hathaway. Just never. Never going to happen. But we thought to keep the feed active and keep y'all engaged, we would say, alright, let's review Hathaway the movie from 2021? Based on the novel Hathaway's Flash by Tamino. You know that guy. And
Kill 'em all.
Kill 'em all. And this episode is brought to you by RightStuff.com, and in the spirit of Hathaway, it is brought to you by Right Stuff's HGUC Gundam versus Penelope Funnel Missile Effect High-Grade UC Model Kit Set. This is still in stock at Right Stuff. It is still in stock, and you know what it comes with? Well, it comes with a high-grade HGUC, and a high-grade Penelope, and an action-based one, and a different very similar action base one, and it comes with all the little yellow fancy pieces to make the funnels fly around off the back of the action base one. And it is available.
Finally, I can get in on this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and it is available for you to buy. The link is, of course, in the description so that people can Right Stuff will give me money. Some money.
Yes, I've reviewed both of these kits on this channel. They are both good kits. And I did not get the one that comes with a fancy, missile effect where you get them as a set. And from what I've seen at my local hobby shop, it's actually a better deal to get it this way.
Yeah, it is a price break on the plastic.
Right. You have to buy the action bases plus the kits. And you can't buy the effects parts, but just to buy the kits and the other kits, you would pay more if you bought them all separately.
I believe it. Alright, so this movie is directed by Shuko Murase, who was an animation director on F91, an animation director on Victory Gundam. He was the director on Witch Hunter Rob Ergo Proxy. He was a key animator on Stardust Memory, and he was the animation director on Mobile Suit SD Gundam Matsuri SD Sengoku Den Tenka Taihei Hen, which I think is the Scooby-Doo one. I think it is either the one
Please
where they are playing
Capture
the Flag, or it is the Scooby-Doo one.
Please repeat that sentence. The guy to the kind. I think that's the Scooby-Doo one.
Yes. So Mobile Suit SD Gundam Matsuri SD Sengoku Den Tenka Taihei Hen. I think that's the one that is Scooby-Doo. The Zaku brothers.
That will still be more Scooby-Doo than Velma. But
he was also an animation director on Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam: A New Translation, and the screenplay was adapted by Yasuyuki Muto, who was also did the screenplay for Unicorn and Divers Re-Rise. So this is all people we know. These are people we like, and so we are picking up in UC 105. Hathaway is now 25 years old, and totally just an average botanist. Totally normal botanist, going from space to Earth to do botany. First class, and ultra first class. This space shuttle has quadruple wide chairs on this thing.
The chair, I don't think you can buy that chair. I mean, it is huge.
It is so big.
You could have two people in that chair and still have plenty of room.
They don't, private jets don't have chairs this big anymore.
Oh, no, you can't. You couldn't fit that on a private jet, but yeah. It's massive chair, lap of luxury, and the only minor nitpick I have is everyone's drinking out of these fancy champagne glasses. And they have champagne and OJ and who knows what else in there, and like they see it floating around in zero gravity. I'm like, that doesn't work.
No, they like okay. There's like this little. I was actually going to bring this up. There's like this little detail that when you look at them, the top is like sealed. Like there is they have faked a straw. Like when you look at the champagne flutes, there is like a little almost there is like the space juice nipple is inside the glass. You can totally see this. I swear to God. I swear to God you can see this.
Stop. Rewind. Space juice nipple.
You know, like the little bulbs that everyone drinks out of in other space shows.
Space juice nipple and balls? What's happening right now? What are we talking about, dude?
I am using words. Words, goddammit.
I want to stay on YouTube, dang it, geez.
It's been 15 seconds. I'm pretty sure I can say cuss words now.
Okay, fine. But yes, okay, fine. They're drinking all the straws. Even if that's true, like, okay, you guys are too fancy for a friggin' baggie of Capri Sun now. It has to be in fake, fancy glasses. How bougie can you get?
Yeah. And we see people chatting about this new character, Mafty, who is doing space genocide. That's what he does. He wants genocide he wants to genocide everyone to do good for the Earth.
Well, I like that, like, every time it pops up. I mean, every Gundam series we've had since Char's Counterattack, they say this. He says, there's rumors that Mafty is Charasimal reborn. Like, damn.
Third or fourth? Third
right.
or fourth time by now?
Right. By the time we get to Unicorn, where I think we're on 6.
Well, oh god, they're gonna do Unicorn 2, aren't they? They're doing Unicorn 2 soon.
Full frontal, even more full and even more frontaler.
Fuller frontaler.
Fuller frontaler. Full frontal part. Duh! But yes.
Too frontal, too full.
Too frontal, too furious. Anyway.
A Gap plant drops off some space terrorists. Die Hard ensues.
Yeah, quite literal space pirates. One of them is literally dressed as a pirate.
Yeah, they all have masks.
And the guy in charge claims to be Mafty. He's wearing a pumpkin on his head because that's, of course, what Mafty would wear. And he starts holding them all up. And I'm gonna take over. And one of the big wigs, I think they call him the Health and Human Services Minister.
Yeah, well, the whole plane is full of ministers, more or less. One army guy, Gigi, who is cryptic. She's just cryptic and blonde and weird, and totally normal botanist. Hathaway Noah.
My question is, I saw 2 Secret Service guys who both got shot pretty dang fast.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, all these important people on this jet space thing, and we got 2 guys.
Well, I will give them a bit of credit because no one expects a Gap plant to just dock without... Like, the pilot had to have been in on it. He had to have been. Just because there's no way they could have...
work out well for him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was like, at the same time, like, they docked, like, there was no Jesta or a Jakin or a friggin' ball sent to escort them? Nothing?
Nothing? A couple Rezels just positioned off the wing, right?
Forget the Rezel. One guy in a ball. Just floating there. Up, here comes a bad guy ship. Here comes a Goplant? Yeah, here comes a Goplant. No, I'm not picking that fight. Guys, come help.
Yeah.
Get on the friggin' radio, dude.
So the...
I'm just saying, it's one of those balls that have 3 bazookas on the top as opposed to 1 like they have an F-91.
One of the serious balls when they realized that they needed to outfit these things for bear.
Yeah. He's got 3 bazookas, not just one.
3.
But yeah, Health and Human Services Minister, whatever he is, pops up, and he is prototypical bureaucratic bullshit. My good man, sir. I mean, he's got a handlebar mustache. I mean, my good sir, if you could come over here and sit down and we talk this out, I'm sure we can come to it. He did. And the pumpkin mafty guy's like, well, he did. and his wife gets up screaming and runs into the wall.
Just runs into the wall so hard, she knocks herself out.
Which I felt really bad for laughing at that, but I did. I'm not proud of it.
It is animated funny. It is animated to be funny.
And then he orders someone to come clean up the mess, and our boy Hathaway says, I'll do it. I've cleaned up bodies before. And at the same time, I say at the screen, yeah, ones you've caused. Moron.
Like, yeah. And so, as he's tagging the body, Hathaway hears Quest or Gigi or both tell him to just go for it, and then he just wrecks the entire place.
Yeah. And we also have one of the captains that's going to take over at this base he's heading for, and he does save his life. I mean, the first guy he takes out pretty fast.
Yeah.
Grabs the gun, and one of the guys in the back points the gun at him, and probably is going to kill Hathaway. Captain knocks him down, takes the gun.
Yeah. Captain Kenny just saves the day.
Yeah. Hathaway bolts to the cockpit, shoots one guy, hops up, does a flying armbar on the other because he thinks he's Ronda Rousey, and forgets there's still one guy left. And he's like, whoops,
didn't count. Didn't count before you drop the gun. Always count your guys before you go to melee.
And as a bit, it's literally a Joker who literally laughs like the Joker before he's going to shoot him, and then he gets his brains blown out by Captain Kenny again. And Kenny has a great line. He goes, "So that was your plan, huh? Didn't really work out too well." And he goes, "Actually, I just kind of started moving."
Yeah.
Goes, please tell me you're joking.
We
just survived because you went on instinct?
Yeah.
Jeez.
One of those days. And then we get the opening song, which they told both vocalists that they were doing a Bond theme. One of them was doing a Shirley Bassey belter, and the other one was doing a banger closer to View to a Kill or The Living Daylights, and someone just said, let's just mix these two together.
Yeah, it is very, very Bondish.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not quite Skyfall Bondish.
Yeah.
It's not that epic, but it's up there. But yeah, they land. But they also mention I like that they do keep this across the board. They don't call it Char's counterattack. They call it Char's rebellion. They said it's been 12 years since Char's rebellion.
Yeah.
Or what I like to call that time Char tried to kill Earth.
Just a near extinction event.
Yeah, well. Do you realize how big that asteroid was he was going to drop on Earth?
It was very big. Big.
That was like kill the planet.
That was it.
Whole thing. Just one shot. Moving to space. There's no place else to go. Anyway, except for Jupiter, but we know how that works out.
Yeah.
But yeah. I thought it was interesting that I don't know if it was Gigi or if it was Quest, but it's almost like a two-way call, as he can listen to her and he can kind of talk back, and it becomes fairly obvious right away that Gigi goes, "Okay, I know who you are." She doesn't quite come out and say it, but she has a very strong inclination.
Gigi,
and if they are new types, shouldn't they understand each other immediately?
So Gigi is introduced doing the Sherlock Holmes thing to a guy. Like, she just straight up oh yeah, you stop wearing your wedding ring, you're this, I figured out you're this, I figured out you're that, just leave me alone, I'm done with you, right? Like, she does the trick, and...
She's got a mind palace.
She does the trick, and she tries to pull it on Hathaway, and Hathaway just laughs it off, because that's the sane way to hide that you're like, I've just been accused of an being an interplanetary terrorist.
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh because that's a crazy thing for someone to say, and I, an interplanetary terrorist who does not want to be caught, am going to say that.
Yeah, they're. I don't, like I said, I'm not 100% sure she's a new type just because she knows, but does she know? No, or does she just pretend she's?
She might just be guessing to fuck with people. She does a lot of things to fuck with people.
Oh yeah, that is her MO. She gets a literal kick out of fucking with people.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah. We also, I also want to say that I think it is not clear the degree to which Hathaway is talking to Quest new type way, or Hathaway is talking to Quest because he's psychotic.
Right.
That's ambiguous.
I mean, the only thing that I hope it's Quest is because of all the horrible things Hathaway's done in Zeta and in Charged Counterattack. He deserves to be haunted by that bitch. But
all Hathaway did in Zeta was fall into the sea.
He couldn't get the Gundam to fly. The Gundam has two modes, walk and fly. And he crashed it to the one place it can't go, the water.
He was kidnapped and he fell into the Hong Kong Bay. He fell into Kowloon Bay. He's a kid.
Just
he was
saying.
8.
He's a moron.
He fell out of a boat. This is all he did in Zeta. Get kidnapped, fall into boat. What happened? What Cats did after that? Cats, he's a fuck up.
Yeah, I'm thinking Cats. Anyway, fine. Okay, I'll skip ahead. He killed what's her face in Charged Counterattack.
He absolutely did kill Chan. Absolutely did do that. And
he deserves to be haunted by that bitch.
And we find out that his actual record, murdering Chan, it has been suppressed. All we know is that, I definitely flew in Char's Rebellion. Don't ask me, don't talk to me, it's all behind me.
Yeah. Did he
all
get
those records sealed.
Yeah, I'm sure Dad helped him out with that. But,
I think everything, I think a lot of that just got sealed up because it's just like, so the rocks stopped because what happened? I can't explain it.
Right.
Yeah.
Big glowy field move a big ass rock. What? I don't know how else how to write it, okay?
The power of love. It's a curious thing.
If that pops out, never mind. Seal it all. We just don't talk about it anymore. Move.
Just close the records of everything. Bright, you talking? I don't know how to explain it. Fair enough. Yeah. Who's going to explain it?
Bullshit.
Amuro?
No,
Lala?
No, nobody's left to explain it. Good old-fashioned UC elites. When the plane lands, they drop the emergency slide. Everyone's getting out. And while they are unloading the dead bodies, one of them, you can literally hear him go, "Oh, man, why'd they bring us here? We're going to miss our connecting flight." I'm like, dude.
You just saw two guys die hard a plane.
Right.
You did not get, you did not get hit by stray assault rifle fire.
No.
You can wait for your connection to Australia. You can wait for your connection to Australia.
Enjoy the Philippine nightlife. Go to that restaurant they keep advertising.
Davao? Yeah.
There you go.
No, well, Davao is the city there.
Seriously. No, the one with the B.
Oh, okay. You've never been to a Jollibee? You've never been?
There's no Jollibees around here, no.
All right, I guess they're only slowly getting into North America. The fried chicken is fine. The spaghetti is weird.
I don't want to go to a place that sells fried chicken and spaghetti.
That's fair. That's your choice. That's your prerogative. I don't like the spaghetti, so...
No. X. I'm holding up the X. Column A should not mix with column B.
They don't
okay?
serve it on top. It's just you.
Saying chicken waffles, good. Chicken spaghetti, bad. I don't make the rules, Scott.
Okay.
All right. Anyway. But
Speaking of not making the rules, the cops just hand Hathaway a blank check and a 2-room suite at the nicest hotel here.
Yeah, in the penthouse, at the best seat, with an infinity pool and a giant room. Like, this is the best seat in the house. How the hell can a police department afford this?
Yeah, then he go, like, later on he's gonna talk to his spy friends, and they're gonna be like, yeah, we ran this. It doesn't actually connect to a bank. There's no balance. It is literally infinite. This is the infinite money card.
Right. What can you buy with this card? Everything.
And they just give him one. They just give him one.
That's odd.
Also, speaking of things, so this is based on a real hotel, which means that they used a source photo of the elevator for this real hotel, and it has the most baffling set of elevator buttons I've ever seen in my life. There's 4 rows, and there's blank spots, and the numbers aren't in the right order, and I had to freeze frame this elevator panel like 3 times to try to figure out this elevator panel, and I just couldn't. My brain broke.
You gotta hit a certain combination to get your room. 26, 37, 48, 12, jackpot. Ding, 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 ding. Woo! And then it spits out a bunch of coins, and you get to go to your room.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, the cops are like, hey, we'll talk to you in the morning, even though there's no reason really why anyone doesn't. Like, they don't explain. Hathaway wants to talk now. The cops seem to have time now, but no, we'll do it in the morning. So, like, he gets the infinite money card, he goes to the nicest hotel with the nicest suite on the nicest floor, and then Gigi's like, they gave us 2-room suites. I'm bullying you into sleeping in one of the rooms in mine, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah. Like I said, she likes fucking with people. Literally.
And she just gets what she wants all the time.
If you are blonde, blue-eyed, stacked like a brick house, and smart as a whip, that usually happens.
Fair enough.
Just saying. If you got the looks and got the brains, you generally get what you want.
Yeah.
You got one or the other? Not necessarily.
So anyway, Hathaway unpacks his carry-on, and he goes to his spy meeting at product placement. Gets some fried chicken. Yeah. Gets some fried chicken. Does some spy stuff.
With no spaghetti.
Without Thank only God. They got a small box of fried chicken and no spaghetti.
And then we get our. I mean, I was when we were talking about Unicorn back in the day. I always remember every Unicorn episode had a conversation.
Yeah, hey, we're going to sit and talk about the themes of Gundam for a few minutes.
Right. And it was always interesting. I like the different conversations we had. This one was with the taxi driver, which it's good to know that even in the future, taxi drivers are weird. Because this guy's weird.
This guy's a bit odd. But before... Okay, I want to pause before we get to the taxi driver. Because the cops show up. And the cops have a Jeggin. And they just start shooting. They have an anti-personnel gun mounted to the Jeggin's crotch. It's where it is. And they just start firing into the street. There's no loudspeaker warning. There's no, hey, everybody, ID's ready. No, just shooting people. Just shooting at things. And I'm like...
To be fair, and if you're in a giant walking mech, if you're not paying attention and you get shot, that's your own damn fault. It's kind of hard to miss.
They just shoot the cops just start shooting at things, and we don't know why. And Hathaway immediately jumps in a cab, and the cab is very chatty.
Yeah, and the cabbie, they talk about Mafty and Char and all this bullshit. And he's got a great line which I wrote down. And Matt and Hathaway's speaking on about, we're trying to save the world. We're trying to make it, protect the world. And he goes, the world seems okay right now. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about 20, 30, 40 years from now. And he goes, and I wrote it down. If you got to work, you don't have the luxury to think that far ahead. You got a point. Like, you got bills due tomorrow. If you got to eat, and if you need one place to sleep, screw 10 years from now.
Like, Hathaway's got 1,000-year plan for Earth. This guy has a plan for the end of his shift.
Right. He can't plan that far ahead. He's got tomorrow kind of planned.
Yeah.
Hoping he's got enough to make money to make the shift that he can eat tonight. He's probably gonna be okay. Tomorrow, and he's sleeping in that cab. You know he is.
He might have an apartment on the edge of town.
Maybe. But yeah, you can. It's really, you can really make those big 1,000-year plans when you got the blank credit card, the blank check credit card, and you can buy whatever the fuck you want. All right. When you got millions upon millions upon millions of dollars, you can make all the plans you want, buddy.
It's real easy. It's real easy.
You can change the world. You can do it.
So
it'll be expensive though.
Yeah. So Hathaway gets back to his hotel, orders room service. Gigi is now going on a date with Captain Kenneth. We got a trippy nightclub scene while Hathaway eats room service in the dark like a normal person. Like a normal person. I order my room service in the dark all the time.
At bare minimum, turn on the damn television, okay? But yeah, I'm gonna get my plate of meatloaf and peas and mashed potatoes. I'm gonna sit here in the dark and eat it.
Yeah, just sit here in the dark. Hathaway, normal guy.
Right. Gigi earlier was trying to, well, let's be honest, fuck with him. He comes out and she's in a state of undress because, of course, you change in the middle of the living room. That's where you change. And, he came over, I'm going to go on a walk, and she, had the door wide open from the living room, and, oh my God, what are you doing? And she's like, and even Hathaway's like, fucking really?
Really, guys?
Come on.
Like, this is this is dumb. You're being dumb. Don't be dumb. And she's mad at him for, I don't know, not reacting the way she wanted him to.
Right. And then she purposely, she obviously does not like Captain Kenneth, but she wants to fuck with Hathaway a little bit, so, hey, Captain Kenneth.
I think she likes fucking with Captain Kenneth, too. I think she likes fucking with him.
She likes fucking with everyone. That's her goal in life, is fuck everybody. Not the first way, but the second way.
Yeah.
But yes, she's enjoying messing with people. Then we get a really good depiction of a person on the ground viewing a mobile suit fight.
Oh, no. The Messer attack on Davao is the best part of this movie. It's a long sequence, it moves around a lot, and it is almost entirely from the ground looking up. And it's like, hey, remember that opening bit at F91 where everything was terrifying? That, but more terrifying.
Right. And it literally reminded me of, like, a kaiju fight.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got these two big old things beating the crap, and you're just on the ground trying not to be crushed by falling debris and fire and all sorts of craziness.
Everyone's just running in directions. We see a beam rifle round take out, oh god, like a couple of street lamps, and there's just molten metal flying into things. It's so good. It's so good. And while this is going on, we also are introduced to, oh god, our other pal, Lane something. I am blanking on names. I'm very sorry, everyone. I do not remember this dude's name, but we are introduced to the Penelope attacking Lane. His name is Lane. Perfect Gundam name. So we have Lane running the counteroffensive against two messers in the Penelope, which comes with a cool flight unit, which has just a really nice effect, this weird pulsating lighting effect for the Minovsky flight, and this eventually scares off the messers who were already running. But yeah, we get Hathaway and Gigi evacuated to a park. The Penelope lands. Kenneth is there. And Kenneth is a jackass to Lane. We don't know why Kenneth is being a jackass to Lane, but he is.
We're not going to mention Kenneth shows up on friggin' horseback with a whip.
Yeah, and
when he's angry at people, he just...
Yeah, from here on, he is just all riding crop all the time.
Now listen to me. I want this, and I want that, and always slapping the hand. I don't know why.
Just pointing and smacking. Kenneth is chungus.
Meanwhile, Gigi's in the background looking at it and going, Anyway, moving on. Sorry, I couldn't resist. But
Gigi was sleeping in the nude and has spent the entire thing in a bathrobe.
Yeah. And now she eventually gets some actual clothes. They were too big, but whatever.
Yeah, so the next morning, we again, Kenneth is mean to Lane, tells him that it's like, oh yeah, I'll just hand over the Penelope to this guy, normal botanist, Hathaway Noah.
Yeah.
I will recruit him into the army, like every Earth Federation captain just can. I think Hathaway's 25. He can't just be shanghaied into service. You have to do that to 15-year-olds. Yeah. Kenneth, you have to find a 15-year-old to do this. You can't do it to a 25-year-old.
To be fair, Hathaway's like, hey! And Kenneth looks at him and gives a little wink. Like, I know I'm not really going to do it. I'm just fucking with him. Trying to make my point. But yes, old Kenneth... But anyway, back to the Penelope. Charlie, shut up. I like that the Penelope, the way it moves, it's just so big and huge and massive, and it doesn't make any noise. It just makes this humming noise, and it slowly comes down and lands. Like, you can just tell, okay, this thing can maneuver much better than it looks. And we see that later, too.
Yeah. Next morning, everyone's having breakfast on base. Gigi has hit up, I guess, the PX and bought workout, like whatever the base workout gear is, and I'm like, we see female officers on this base. There were probably joggers in her size, but no, she's wearing oversized and crop and cutting them to crop because Gigi likes to mess with people. I do not like Gigi. I do not like her.
She's a less annoying Quest.
I think she's
not unannoying.
See, I think she's more annoying because Gigi knows what she is doing. Quest doesn't know anything about anything and is running around bothering people. Gigi knows that she is bothering people. She is doing all of this on purpose, and it just don't like that everything revolves around her. I don't like that she's right. Don't like that she's right.
Like I said, she is the type of person, and we all have met one, who is good looking, very attractive, and very friggin' smart. So she will manipulate anyone and everyone to get what they want because she's smarter than them. And it also has a very strong side benefit that she's extremely attractive.
Yeah. We get a discussion about Kenneth renaming the unit here. He wants to call it Circe. Circe, of course, a demigoddess from the Odyssey, because we have the Penelope. Penelope's also from the Odyssey. Circe was known for turning men into pigs. They don't bring that up, though. This is, like, the conversation stops so that they can explain who Circe was, and then they forget the part where she turns people into pigs. They skip the story. I know that this is Gundam, and they've met writers who use subtext and they're all cowards, but actually put the subtext in your text, you coward.
you gotta dig for a little something, dude. I mean, come on.
I know, but like if they're gonna stop and explain it, explain it. Explain it right. God damn
Well,
it.
they can't. There's laying it on too thick, and then there's just being pandering. If you tell them, yeah, she turns men into pigs. Now you're just pandering, okay? You've gone too far.
All right, all right. So Hathaway finally is able to extricate himself from all this, and we get scenery porn. Just the best scenery porn. These animators got paid to go to the Philippines, and they took notes and photos, and we see a nice montage of Hathaway trying to get away from the Philippines. At the same time, Captain Kenny has dug some digging on Gigi, and Gigi is basically living on some rich guy's bank account. This rich guy is some European count. He's 85, and it's likely that GJ's never actually been in a room with him. She has managed to just entirely catfish him. This relationship only happened on Space Instagram, but she's got a brand new apartment waiting for her in Hong Kong.
The Anna Nicole Smith plan. Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. And
yes, we get to the. I believe it happens next that he starts working his way into space after meeting up with his buddies.
Yeah, he meets up with his buddies they've got a submarine, and they're like, okay, the plan is there's a big Federation meeting in Australia. We're gonna fuck with that meeting. That's our plan. We're terrorists. That's what we do. And the way to do this is to launch Hathaway back to space.
Where he just came from.
Where he was.
Right.
Yesterday.
So, what we basically learn is, and he admits it, the whole reason he did this is he wanted to see the people he was going to plan to kill before he did it. I'm like, you don't have... I'm pretty sure these people are going to be on space C-SPAN. You could have seen them there.
Yeah, like what?
On a side note, all the people you were planning to kill, you saved when you killed the Mafty impersonators.
You and you know, maybe his on instinct plan was like, no, I'll tag the fake terrorists, get rid of Captain Kenny, and just vent these guys out the airlock. Maybe that's new plan. So he goes back to space, so he can pick up a capsule that's in low orbit, totally idle, and you know he puts one of his cohorts through, forces them to re-experience some sort of unexplained trauma, just unexplained trauma. She's having a panic attack. He's talking to Quess because he's psychotic, and then he hops in the Cassie and drops out of orbit. It's very dramatic, and then there is a very long fight between him and Lane. It's very dark. It's very dark, this fight. Before I complain about the fight, I should say that Kenneth tortured one of Hathaway's boys, one of the guys piloting a Messer. He's literally like, yeah, we're stuffing you in a cockpit as a human shield, because I am, we want you to root for Hathaway, the space genocider, so we have to make Kenneth just the worst.
Sorry, I have a dog chewing on my leg at the moment.
Yeah.
But yes, he puts the human shield in the back seat of the Penelope, basically, and the pilot of Penelope is just like, I only did this because the captain ordered me to. Screw you, and he drops him out of the cockpit, and literally, then he goes up and he makes the other assisting mobile suits like, no, don't intercept, and he literally blocks them from firing, so Hathaway can grab his boy, and he does, in a very cool effort where he's skydiving into the Gundam. I'm like, that's got to be tricky. You got to match their speed and then slow it down just a little bit, because if you slow it down too fast, he's gonna come splatting into your cockpit. Literally.
Yeah, that you're gonna break some bones if nothing else.
Remember, that's a digital screen in there. You're gonna have to get a squeegee out and everything. It's not gonna end well.
Just pressure wash it. Just pressure wash it.
it's going to be that ketchup thing from G-Witch all over again. But anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, the Penelope, I mean, two interesting things happened, or two quotes I wrote down. First is from Hathaway, when he says, I'll cut them off, all those relationships, where he's basically saying, okay, Gigi, my friends, my family, my dad, I'm cutting everybody off. I'm now a different person, which always works well in Gundam.
Yeah, just great.
That always ends up in a good place.
Yeah.
And
Masks
the other line
make men
comes
cruel.
from,
Masks make men cruel.
yes. And lastly, the line coming from Amuro himself. We see I don't know if it's a flashback, because they wind back everything, like a quick my life flashing before my eyes. They rewind the whole movie, go all the way back to Char's counterattack, and you see Amuro floating in space inside the big green happiness love field, whatever thing.
Yeah,
the big rock.
New type Fantasyland.
Right, and you hear Amuro say, the Grim Reaper won't show up for when you're ready, Hathaway. And Hathaway heard this because he goes, I know, damn it. Like, he's got a point. You might die tomorrow. You might die next week. All your big fancy plans are going to mean a hill of crap if you die tomorrow.
And so we get the fight between Penelope and the Gigi, and it's dark. It's just dark. It's not that it's... And there are parts where it's clearly like, it's dark on purpose. We're playing with who can see who and who can see what. And there's a bit of like... There's a bit of like submarine movie moments where they're shooting stuff at each other with relative obscurity. And then sometimes it's just dark for no reason. Sometimes they're just like, no, the animators are shooting this. The color correction team dialed the black up too high. Hey everybody, I'm gonna stretch the blacks here for a minute. Let's all watch as I do that. Oh, I stretched the whites. Never mind. Yeah, isn't that fun? Isn't that great to watch?
No, well, I'm not as critical of that as you are, Charlie. Stop chewing on my arm now.
Doggo.
I gave you a bone. Leave me alone, Charlie. This is my life now. Hello, Charlie. Yes. Goodbye, Charlie. Hello, Charlie. Anyway, I'm gonna sit here and pet him as he interrupts the show. Good job. Have fun editing this out, by the way.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Charlie, get. Go on, get. Anyway, what was I saying? Right. I don't have as much criticism of this fight as you did. I like the nighttime setting. I like that you couldn't tell what was going on. I also like the way they proposition these kits. Penelope is basically a flying dragon. I mean, it's super maneuverable. It's not incredibly fast, but it can turn on a dime, especially for how big it is. And the opposite is the Gigi Gundam. It's like, looks kind of maneuverable, but holy crap, is it fast. I mean, it's a laser beam across the battlefield. And Lane, like, the final shot comes down and he just trying to determine where he's going to be and firing blind, and he hits him because you see the explosion. He got him. Goes up to inspect the wreckage. There's nothing there. Gigi unleashes hell, and the Penelope can't get away fast enough and gets shot down. We later learn that he did hit him, but he hit his gun, which he let go of right before it blew. So the beam rifle is kablooey. Along with all the spare parts for the Gigi are now at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, just ditched everything to do it. Hathaway rendezvous with the boys, and they're like, "Hey, man, I did what I could." We get an appearance of the manual. The manual returns. I don't think we've seen the manual for a Gundam since Turn A.
Charlie, really. This is my life now. People wondering, how come you don't put out as many Gundam reviews? This is why. No. Okay, anyway. Fine, you can stay here and stay for the rest of the show. Good point. Now, Yes, we get the manual back. Is the manual actually on paper, or is it a tablet this time?
No, it's a tablet. It is a tablet.
Okay, good. So that's a big-ass binder with 300,000 pages.
It's
I
not
actually
the...
got a chance to... Well, it's kind of insane. I got a chance to see when I was a kid. My dad worked for Boeing, and he showed me the manual, the operator's manual for the AV-8 Harrier.
Yeah.
It was 2 thick binders, like War and Peace style, 2 of them. I'm like, so who has to read this? Everyone who operates the machine or services it. Which parts? All of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy crap. So if you pilot, you got to read the whole thing. If you service the tires, you got to read the whole thing.
The pride of the U.S. Air Force, the English-made Harrier. Yeah.
No. American-made Harrier.
Okay, UK designed. UK designed. But
my dad calls that thing his baby. So technically, that is my brother.
Okay.
There are several scale models of the thing in his room.
Yeah.
Charlie, stop.
And we also learn that Hathaway has a girlfriend. A redhead, because it's always a redhead, Tamino. Always. Yeah. Always with you.
And it's the tomboy redhead too. Like that is, just admit it, tomboy. That's your lane.
You've got to type, Yoshi. You've got to type, Yoshi. I don't blame you. Everyone's got
that's
one.
Fair. Everyone's got their personal. You are not playing with a squeaky toy. Yes, but everyone's got a type. Everyone, for my dog, it's a squeaky toy. But everyone's got a type. Everyone's got something they really, really enjoy. And for Tamino, it just happens to be the redhead, bob cut, tomboy type.
Yep.
Whatever floats your boat there, boy.
Yeah. We see that Gigi has told Kenneth that she's going to stick around in Davao for a few days. And we see, and that's the credits. We get the song. I like the end song. It's a bit of a jam.
I do like the end song. But yeah, I was hoping that we'd get a quick sequel.
Nah.
And maybe we were going to before the pandemic, in which case now forget that. Maybe 2025 if we're lucky.
Yeah. UC Next 100 is the operating timetable to get it all out, not anything to do.
Well, didn't they say at the beginning this is going to be a 3-movie treatment?
They want to do 3 movies. They have also said that the script for 2 has been approved, so they can. So whatever the next step is for them, they're there.
Yeah. Well, I think the original release date or release plan was somewhere in 2023. That was before the pandemic. So they're like, yeah, that's not happening. We're not quite sure when, but not 2023.
We are. It's out. Well, details when we have details.
Yes. Good luck enjoying editing all this dog noise out. I swear I gave him a bone at the beginning of the episode.
He's just a big silly sweetheart. But I think again I can't speak to what the TV recuts did. I will say liked it pretty well the first time. Watching it again, still enjoy it.
One other minor nitpick I have. I hit him on the head. Whatever minor nitpick I have is why was the pilot of Penelope kept calling the C a copy Gundam or a fake Gundam? Like, from what we've understood, go ahead.
Well, I would say it's because like only the Federation flies Gundams. Please disregard AUG.
Right, like
New decides to disregard.
From basically what we found out is the only thing that makes a Gundam is the face.
Well, I think
technically
it's all marketing.
Was a Gundam.
It's all marketing. It's all marketing. The Sinanju was a Gundam until they put a red mono eye on it when they sold it to Full Frontal, right?
Right. Yeah. Hey, if you can put a Gundam face on a ball and call it the B Gundam, rules don't apply anymore.
It counts. It's all marketing. It's all marketing. This guy, Lane is just insecure, and he works for Kenneth, so it makes perfect sense. Kenneth is making him less secure as a management tactic. If your boss treats you like Kenneth, you should quit.
I can't wait till Bright Noah shows up and starts fixing this mess.
Will Bright have... Like, okay. Here's the question, though. Will Bright have his mustache? Will we get Mustache Bright?
Yes, we'll get Mustache Bright.
He should have had a mustache in Unicorn, and he didn't.
Thank God. I hate the mustache. But yeah, I hope they don't do Mustache Bright, because he looks like an idiot, Mustache Bright. He looks like he should be selling me ice cream at a store or something. I am so sorry.
All right.
You could have picked the toy that doesn't squeak.
Yeah. All right. I'm very sorry for all the squeaking, folks, but I think we're going to call it a night, and we are going to call it a night by mentioning that, hey, we are brought to you by the rightstuff.com presents, still in stock, still available to buy right this second, the Gigi Gundam vs. Penelope Funnel Missile Effect high-grade UC kit combo pack. That is a high-grade UC Gigi Gundam. That is a high-grade UC Penelope. That is an action base. That is another action base. That is all these nice little funky yellow pieces so that you can recreate the fight from the end, but see it. But you can see it because it's on your shelf.
And the box art is very good. Yeah. And it comes in a big old giant perfect grade style box, not like that cheapy high grade crap. I'm trying to praise Gundam. Leave me alone.
Yeah. All right. And again, that is the link in the description so that Right Stuff knows to give me $4 if you buy it.
Hey, I'll take $4 over $0.
$4 is $4. And again,
like I said,
the audio version of this episode will go out on Monday. It'll be cleaned up. It sounds smarter, sounds better. It'll have the feed have
less
all
squeaks.
Our episodes. The feed also has all of our episodes recapping The Witch from Mercury, and we are going to continue to fill time the way Bandai is, so that in a month we will talk about we're going to be talking about T-Bolt, revisiting T-Bolt 1, because that's what they're airing next. But until...
Go ahead.
No, go.
Good. I enjoyed T-Bolt. I'm looking forward to talking about that one.
Yeah.
Even if I did pay way too much friggin' money for the Blu-ray.
There we go. But anyway, until next time, have a great one.
Have a good one. Say bye, Charlie.